Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Hello. Ayan, so we have almost more than 30 leaders joining us on our call this afternoon. Good morning, everyone. And if you're capable po to open your cameras, please feel free to open your cameras. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Leader Partner Onboarding Program for PV Ascent. Okay? Sige po. By the way, if you have other leaders nakasama po ninyo na wants to join our call, you might want to rin po also, inform them or share them po yung atin pong Zoom ID.
Recording in progress.
Okay? Team, inform nyo lang ako if ever nakikita nyo na yung deck sa slide. Okay naman na siya. Naka-flash na siya.
Yes.
Good. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, leaders. It's already 2:02 sa akin pong watch. So welcome everyone again to the PV Ascend Leader Program, Leader Partner Onboarding Program. So before we start, leaders, please feel free to unmute. Ito po ang ating staple question every time na meron tayong workshop. Feel free to unmute. How are you today?
Good. Very good.
Excellent.
Oh,
yes.
Yan. So, depende po sa lugar kung nasan kayo ngayon. Sa akin, it's medyo rainy. Okay, rainy Tuesday afternoon. I hope everyone is safe, kahit maulan and dry at the same time. Hindi po dry dapat ang ating production, Dapat yan ay manatiling marami. Okay, lang tayo ngayon, because it's rainy. Hope you're all safe, leaders, So, as I've mentioned, this is the PV Ascend Leader Partner Onboarding Program. This is our second run. This is exclusive po para sa lahat ng mga agency leaders, Last week, I think that was July 2, if I'm not mistaken, yung ating first batch na Leader Partner Onboarding natin. We're joined by almost close to 400 agency leaders ng ating first batch. So ito po yung second run natin. And I would like to welcome you, and thank you, as early as for joining us dito po sa ating call. So before we begin our session, okay, I would like to ask po isa sa ating mga partners sa PV, to facilitate para naman medyo ora de peligro, to tas maulan pa para medyo magising-gising po tayo. Bago tayo mag-start, ito din yung inaabangan ng lahat, yung ating icebreaker for those who are present before nung PV Elite launch natin. Ako, nakita ninyo, meron tayong pa-icebreaker dyan, para tayong nasa loob ng Cebu Pacific, para tayong may flight attendant, si Chris yung gumawa. Pero ngayon, di ba, tuloy natin yan. Meron pa rin tayong icebreaker. Ito yung claim to fame nyo na kayo yung mananalo sa icebreaker ng PV Ascent na LPAP. Okay, so malaking karangalan yan. So without further ado, tawagin na natin si Steph. Steph, nandiyan ka na ba? Take it away.
Hello! Good morning, everyone! I hope everyone's doing good. Keep dry na po. So we'll do our icebreaker. And our icebreaker for today...
Order, Pasko.
Okay, pamute na lang po. Maraming salamat po. Do you hear me clearly na po? Ayan.
Yes, clear.
Okay, perfect. Thank you po. So, let's go ahead with our icebreaker para medyo gisingin lang po natin ang oras na ito. So, our icebreaker today is guess the name of the animal. So all you just need to do po is to type in the name of the animal, that will show up based, doon po sa makikita nyo mga pictures. So ready na po ba ang lahat? Kung ready na, pa-type in ready. Yon. So makikita po natin ngayon kung sino ang keyboard warrior, na leader partner. So let me go ahead and start. me show to you the answer. It's dolphin. Okay, so sino po ba ang nagwagi? No? For our first, it's Miss Elsbeth Colleen Sibukaw. Ayan. Good job. So let's go ahead now with our second question. So guess the name of animal. Okay? How about the others po? Alright, let me show now the answer. It's donkey, and congratulations to Ma'am Bernie Albacete, no? For getting the correct answer. Let's now proceed with our guess the name of animal number 3. Okay. Ayan. So parang may 2 points na. Si Miss Elsbeth Colleen for getting the correct answer. What is the correct answer? It's hamster. Ayan. Sabi ni Bernie, ni leader partner Bernie, meat star? Okay. So next, let's proceed to our guessing at the name of animal number 4. Ready, go. It's elephant. No? So let's get the correct answer. It's elephant. So medyo mabilis yata ang internet ni leader partner Elsbeth today. So 3 points na si ma'am. Okay na po ako sa 3 points. Okay, so our guess, the animal by its scrambled name naman po tayo. Medyo challenging to, no? So, this is the first one. Ostrich nga ba? Kala ko ba, Miss Elsbeth, okay ka na po sa 3 points?
Ang usual ng pagka-spell ng animal, letter E, ngayon ko lang napansin, animal. Kamusta naman na scramble din yung ano?
Oo, na ano din yung animal.
Correct. Pero tama ang sagot, ostrich.
Yes. So our
Yeah.
correct answer is ostrich. Ayan. So
At
next,
naindigan, I pa rin pala to. Pinapipase
Opo.
lang yung slide. Animal pa rin siya.
guess the animal by its scrambled name. Ma'am Elsbeth, okay lang po. Kala ko po okay na po tayo sa 3 points. But it seems like you will be getting this time 5 points. Our correct answer is
Dragon.
dragon.
Perfect.
Ayan.
Next. Meron pa yata. Ay,
So,
yun na pala.
that will
My
be
gosh.
all for today. So, congratulations to our leader partner, Ma'am Elsbeth. Nakala niya 3 points lang daw, but it seems like she got 5 points from our guess the name of the animal. So, I'll be turning the floor over to my partner, Sir Joel. Back to you.
Alam ko pa naman, yun lang gagawin natin yan. Maraming salamat, Steph, and hopefully lahat ng mga participants natin. Kung hindi man kayo nakapag-participate, ayan, salamat pa rin and congratulations sa ating winner. Pwede na natin yan ilagay sa resume. Okay, nanalo tayo yung nanalo sa icebreaker ng PB Ascent. So again, welcome dear leaders. Now for those who have joined, ito po yung ating leader partner onboarding for the PB Ascent program. And just to give you a short background, tulad ng nasabi ko kanina, this is our second run of this particular partner onboarding para po sa Ascent program. Sometime last month po or 1.5 months ago, type 1 nga po sa chat box who were able to attend yung PV Elite program naman natin na leader partner onboarding. Meron ba naka-attend sa inyo niyan? Kami rin, same people din po yung nag-facilitate ng workshop, pero yun po yung isang variant ng PV Elite. Meron ba? Hindi ko nakikita, no? Baka, pero ayan, mukhang nakikita ko, umaakyat yung number ng chat sa chat box. So meron nag-attend. So this time naman po, starting July, no, on our second run, ang naman po natin, variant naman natin sa PV na i-discuss is itong Ascent program. Maybe a Verdes, no, for those leaders who joined us, pwedeng sa Zoom or in person, last month, nung Leaders Assembly, no, kung naaalala nyo po, bukod kay Miss A. And medyo meron na siyang overview no na binigay ni itong program na to. Kaya lang bitin, syempre due to time constraints din, hindi ganun katagalan, overview lang ng programa ang naibigay. Now, yung full details po nitong program na to, yun yung malalaman ninyo this afternoon, no? Just to give you an overview, no, the purpose of this workshop this afternoon is for you to have a full understanding, comprehensive understanding kung ano ba itong PV Ascend program na ito, what's intentions, and some key updates na kailangan po nating maalala, no, when dito po sa PV Ascend. Of course, offhand, this will be different from Elite, no, kasi sa Elite ito po ay entirely, no, kukunin ninyo sa bank or bank employees yung mga target natin sa PV Elite. This time, no, kung naalala po ninyo, yung Ascend, hindi ganun kahirap kasi kasama na natin sila sa team natin. Ito yung mga agents ninyo na existing. Now, further details, kung sino-sino po sila, mamaya malalaman ninyo. Pero yun yung number one difference. Before kasi marahil, hindi nyo pa sila kasama, nasa ibang company pa sila, yun yung i-recruit natin. Pero this time, it's easier kasi kasama na natin sila dun sa inyong mga branch. Now, we will have a portion later on, we will show you, explain kung ano ba yung criteria and what's the process. If you have candidates for PV Ascend that you'd like to endorse, that you'd like to recommend, ano yung mga requirements, ano yung mga kailangan nilang mga forms na isubmit, etc., anong pagdadaanan nila, okay? Magkano ang region income, lahat po na yan, i-discuss natin this afternoon. And of course, yun din po yung reason. This is a prerequisite. Every time that we are launching this PV program, no, kahit nung Elite variant pa yan at ngayon na Ascend na yung variant natin, definitely it's a requirement for all leader partners or agency leaders to join the leader partner onboarding program. Okay? So titingnan po natin yan, no? After recommending or kung kayo po ay mag-endorse ng candidate, would also double check, no, kung kayo po ay naka-attend nitong program na to. Because this serves as your orientation. Okay? And if you have ideal, no, kumbaga meron kayong mga target na recruits, okay, or na gustong i-endorse, malaman po natin kung ano yung mga kailangan natin i-comply na requirements. And at the same time, through this workshop, you will be also aware of your responsibilities as the agency leader of your potential candidates. You will know, no, kung ano ba yung mga available resources and ano po yung support na pwedeng i-provide ninyo at namin po ng PV team at ng training team in order for this PV Ascend to fly. Okay? So, yan po yung ating objectives this afternoon. And reminder lang, since we'll be starting the workshop, we'll be flashing our presentation. May mga decks po tayo dito, and then may mga I'm sure meron mga kukuha ng picture, no, be cautious lang po when taking photos. You can have it, no, for your eyes only muna. Please, we would like to remind everyone na wag po nating i-share muna yung photos outside ProLife UK. Okay? And then later on, we'll give you also it will inform you kung kailan natin pwedeng isend yung official na deck, kung ano po yung makikita ninyo ngayon, para for your consumption also. Okay? So yun lang po yung ating reminder. Now, to further explain, no, mag-proceed na tayo sa atin pong workshop. Let's give a round of applause to the head of ProVenture. We have here with us Mr. Julius Nabalyaska. Julius, hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Joel. Thank you for opening our session this afternoon. May I just grab the screen sharing?
Okay.
Yeah, sige. Can you confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes.
And if you can hear me as well. Ayun, sige, thank
Clear.
you. Once again, good morning and welcome to our session 2 or batch 2 of our leader partner onboarding session for PV Ascend. I know you're very much excited about the design elements of this program. So let's go straight ahead to discussing the PV Ascend design elements. First things first, what is the PV Ascend program? All right, so PV Ascend is an 18-month program designed exclusively for our existing ProLife UK agents, equipping them with essential tools and training to accelerate their transition into full-time roles and fast-track their journey toward MDRT qualification. So just a clarification, unlike other PV programs in the past na fresh or to be coded pa lang, this one naman, PV Ascend, is designed exclusively for existing agents natin. Later on, you will see the specific qualification requirements. And the primary goal of this program is to help them achieve the MDRT qualification within 18 months of the program. To be more specific, sino-sinong mga pro-life existing agents yung hinahanap natin for PV Ascend. Ayan. So first, these are all PLUK agents coded from January 2023 onwards and with at least 500,000 to equal or less than 2 million na NAP in the past 12 months. So ang tanong, Julius, ano yung mga months na nako-cover ng PVSN pre-qualification? So far, since we have started socializing the PVSN program, we now have 3 cycles of the past 12 months na to. Yung first list na sinocialize natin, this was, yung 12-month cycle na to is yung May 2024 to April 2025. So kung naka 500,000 na NAP ka doon for that cycle, pasok ka. We also have the second cycle or the second 12 months na rolling, which is the June 2024 to May 2025. And then we'll be releasing by tomorrow, kasi kakatapos lang ng buwan, we will also be releasing the third cycle, which is July 2024 to June 2025. So far, these are the 3 cycles where dapat naka at least 500,000 pesos na NAP ka if you are a coded agent of ProLife UK since January 2023. And of course, you should be of good standing at the time of endorsement. Ibig sabihin nun, wala kang compliance case. Alright, sige. We are having a Q&A question portion later on, so we will be addressing your questions. So please, lapag nyo lang dito and then babalikan natin yung mga questions na yan. Alright, now, another pre-qualification requirement is 45 years old and below upon application. So given all of these pre-requirements, pre-qualification requirements, may list po tayo na sinosocialize sa ating mga SMTs or through your PVDDs, and these are provided to all our leaders. So kung nasa anong cycle ka man pasok doon, as long as minimum of 500,000 pesos ka in the past 12 months, and with all the other qualifications, we can consider your agents rather for PV Ascend program. Of course, you should also take a look at the other qualitative attributes nila. So they should be driven and has demonstrated a history of success. Of course, dapat magaling in terms of interpersonal skills, and they should be willing to be trained and coached. And more importantly, committed to adhere to performance standards. Later on, sa session natin, you will be also oriented about yung process natin on this and your responsibilities or accountabilities as leaders as well as leader partners of PV program. Now, let's go to the most exciting part of the PV Ascend program, which are the compensation and benefits. Of course, very unique to the PV program is the bridging income, or for those new sa PV, is yung bridging income is what we call our monthly allowance, which will be given every time the ACER or the agent hits the targets on a monthly basis. Now, for PV Ascend, we have 3 tiers or 3 schemes in terms of bridging income. We have 20,000, 30,000, and 40,000. And that tier or scheme would depend on your pre-qualification production requirements. So, sino yung pasok sa 20,000 monthly bridging income? Those who were able to hit 500,000 to equal to or less than 750,000 pesos for the past 12 months based on our list. For those, for the scheme 230,000, those qualified under this are those agents who were able to produce 750,000 to less than or equal to 1,250,000 in the past 12 months. And 40,000 na scheme is available for those who were able to deliver 1.250 million to less than or equal to 2 million NAP in the past 12 months. Now, di ba tatlong schemes yan? Julius, pwede ba akong mamili ng scheme ko? Answer is, you cannot upgrade, but you can downgrade. Okay? You can downgrade to the next lowest level. Say for example, my NAP for the past 12 months is at around 1.3 million. So technically, I can qualify for the 40,000 na bridging income na scheme. But I can decide na magpa-downgrade to at least one level lower, and that is for 30,000. But I cannot be lower than 30,000. I cannot qualify for 20,000. Okay? So, upgrade, hindi pwede. Downgrade to the next lowest tier. Alright? Now, that is in terms of the bridging income. Another benefit is the outperformance bonus, which is given as an incentive in the event that your Acer is able to deliver 200% of the quarterly targets. Okay, isa-isahin natin. Outperformance bonus is given on a quarterly basis. And that is your Acer, if your Acer is able to deliver 200% of that quarter's NAP targets. And most importantly, dapat wala siyang 0 month. Later on, you will be seeing sa mga scenarios and examples natin how this OPB or outperformance bonus works. Alright? Now, next bonus or incentive under PVSN is the milestone bonus, which is the core, I must say, the core of the PVSN program. Remember, the goal of PVSN is to help your agents, basically these are our rookies, na mag-qualify for MDRT. That's why, as a milestone bonus, every time they hit an MDRT milestone, starting with half MDRT, they will be given incentives. Alright? So first is the half MDRT bonus, which, please take note of this, for half MDRT, we are only rewarding this if this is achieved by June. Okay, first things first pala, before I forget. For the milestone bonus, since we are basing it on the MDRT milestone or the MDRT achievement, this will be based on next year's performance. This will be based on the FYP in relation to the MDRT, FYP or FYC requirements. So, just to clarify, para ma-confuse kayo, if you're familiar kasi with the MDRT, yung MDRT na recognition is always a year ahead. So pag sinabing 2027 qualification, ang pagbabasehan ng 2027 MDRT qualification mo is your 2026 production, the production of your Acer from January to December 2026. Alright, so for next year to, yung milestone bonus natin for PV Ascend. As I have said earlier, half MDRT, as long as it is achieved before end of June 2026, your Acer will be given 30,000 pesos. Now, for MDRT, 100,000 pesos. For COT, 150,000 pesos. For TOT, 200,000 pesos. Please take note lang, these rewards are non-cumulative. Ibig sabihin, we will be awarding or rewarding the highest achievement by end of that year. Later on, you will see what do you mean when you say non-cumulative, or ibig sabihin natin, these are non-independent from each other. Alright? Sige, makikita natin yan mamaya sa scenario. Now, handa na ba kayo sa mas exciting part? Eto yon. As leader partners, you will also be receiving a leader incentive for the milestones of your PVSN Acers. Yes, you heard it right. Every time that you have an Acer under the Ascend program na nakakahit ng MDRT milestone or milestone bonus for PVSN, you too as leader partners will be rewarded with the following. If one of your Acer, for every Acer to next year, for every Acer who hits 50 or hits MDRT status, you will, if 25,000 yan, if nag-TOT siya, magiging 100,000 yan. Again, these are non-cumulative. Ibig sabihin, we will be rewarding the highest achievement niya for the year. Later on, we have a very clear and specific examples of this. All right? And finally, we have the early achievement payout, where this is a design of the program that gives the Acers advance payout of the remaining bridging income when the entire NAP targets for the next 18 months are already delivered. Remember, yung PV Ascend, this is an 18-month program. So if all of the targets, NAP targets, are, let's say, delivered on an earlier month, let's say 6th month pa lang or 7th month pa lang, masyadong magaling yung Acer mo, na-hit na niya yung buong targets for 18 months, your Acer will be given all the remaining bridging income of the program. So that's what we call early achievement payout. So once again, we have the following benefits for ProVenture Ascend. We have the bridging income, we have the outperformance bonus, we have the milestone MDRT bonus, and we have the early achievement payout for your Acers. And don't forget, yung para sa inyo as a leader, you will be having your leader incentive milestone bonus. Exciting, right? Now, sige, sasagutin natin yung mga tanong na yan mamaya. Meantime, allow me to discuss ano naman yung requirements for your Acers to hit this compensation and rewards. Okay? I'm flashing now the next slide. Eto yon. In terms of NAP, please take note of this. For the next 18 months, nagbabari po siya. Okay? First 3 months, you will be your Acer will be asked to deliver times 4 of the bridging income on the first 3 months. So if the bridging income is at 20,000 pesos, times 4 of that is 80,000 pesos per month yung kailangan niyang i-deliver from months 1, 2, and 3. For months 4, 5, and 6, your Acers under the Ascend program are required to deliver times 6 of the bridging income. So if it's 40,000, or sorry, if it's 20,000 na bridging income, 120,000 na NAP target every month for months 4, 5, and 6. And then for months 7 to 18, times 8 na po siya every month. Alright? Sige. Next, in terms of case count, napaka-generous po natin. Iisang case count lang po yung required natin. Either the ordinary life man yan or VUL, as long as your Acer is hitting the NAP, pasok na pasok sila in terms of validation for the bridging income. Now, another requirement is the premium collection rate, which is 85% from months 1 to 12, and the persistency rate from months 13 onwards. Later on, we will be differentiating, or right now, we'll try to differentiate. Anong pinagkaiba ng premium collection rate sa persistency rate? Premium collection rate is the actual premium collected sa mga existing policies mo while under the program. So this is in consideration as well of the mode of payment. So kung monthly yan, yung mga expected collectible lang from the months for a specific month depending on the mode. Why are we doing this? For months 1 to 12 kasi, we want to make sure na the premiums are really collected. And then, months 13 onwards, we will now apply the current persistency measurement that is being used by the entire company. So later on, we'll have actual examples for that. Okay, now, these are the performance requirements for the validation for our monthly bridging income. Aside from performance-based requirements, your Acers under the PV Ascend program will also be required to do or to accomplish our structured work week and business review activities. So this includes attendance to training, okay? 2 training sessions yan on a monthly basis. Isang meet the parents na attendance and PV or Pro Venture Town Hall. So they are expected nito. And then, in terms of business reviews, you as leaders will have to do at least 2 business reviews with your PVSN Acers in a month's time, one of which is in partnership with the PV director. So, if I am a leader partner, may isa akong Acer under PVSN, every month I am expected to do business review with him or her twice a month. Tapos yung isa doon, kasama ko yung PV director ko, or what we formerly call as PIC in the past. Okay, later on you'll get to meet who is or who are our PV directors depending on the sectors or on the areas you are assigned. All right, sige. Now, another element of the PVSN program is napakaibait ho natin. We are also implementing a catch-up provision. Ano tong catch-up provision? We do understand and acknowledge the fact that there will be months na medyo uncontrollable talaga, mababa ang benta or hindi na-hit ng Acer natin yung kanilang target requirements. So, to address that, we are trying to understand that we are going to implement a quarterly catch-up provision. Okay? In fact, hindi nga lang siya quarterly. Pero pinakasimula natin for a catch-up provision is on a quarterly basis. So, anong requirements natin dyan? Your Acer should be able to meet the NAP, case count, and premium collection or persistency requirement by the end of every quarter para mabigay sa kanya yung yung catch-up provision niya. Later on, we'll have an example on that. Now, sa sobrang bait natin, aside sa quarterly, if hindi pa rin talaga nahihit quarterly, later on na siya, we have special months for catch-up, and these are months 6, 12, and 18. Later on, you will see how this catch-up provision works with our scenarios and examples. All right? Now, it's important to remember that for PVSN, your Acers are required to achieve validation requirements on a monthly basis. And for them to be able to be retained in the program, hindi sila ma-remove. Dapat, ang rule lang natin, caution lang natin dito is dapat nagdi-deliver sila ng 85% of the NAP target on a monthly basis. If none, hindi nila na-hit yung 85% na yun every month for 3 consecutive months, they will be removed from the program. Alright? And then, we also have a clawback on persistency. Later on, we'll discuss this. And clawback in terms of the tenure. This is in terms of leaving or resigning from ProLife UK. Okay? Now, sige. Here are other important details about the program. So in terms of promotion, di ba in the past, for those who are familiar with the Pro Venture programs, pag na-promote ka na sa leader, accelerated ka na. This time, dahil yung focus ng PV Ascend natin is MDRT for your Acers to achieve MDRT qualification, there will be cases like they also pursue their leadership career, maging JUM until maging UM sila. Now, ang ruling natin is, yes, they can still pursue their goals or their career for promotion, maging leader sila, but hanggat hindi natapos yung 18 months, they are still required to comply with the validation requirements of the PVSN program, and they will have to deliver pa rin, even upon promotion. Okay? Now, in terms of leader liability, good news, wala po kayong babayaran dito in the event na matanggal or umalis si Acer under the program. Now, it's very important to note that as leader partners, you will have to attend the onboarding program. The 4 days yung onboarding program, you will only have to attend the 4th day. Conduct business review with your acers on twice a month. Okay? Ito yung sinasabi kong twice a month kang magbi-business reviews sa yung mga acers, one of which is in the form of triad. And thirdly, attend business review with your PV director. So, bini-business review mo si acer mo, ikaw na leader partner, magbi-business review ka rin sa PV director mo or PICs natin for you to monitor as well the performance, and magkakaroon tayo ng coaching as well and discussion on how you further monitor and guide your acers. Alright? Now, we have this what we call continuing program participation of leaders. There will be cases na si leader, partner, marami siyang acer na i-enroll sa program. So to maintain the quality, we will implement this program participation of leaders na requirement, and this is how it works. Pag marami kayong acers under the PVSN program, at least 4, dapat 50% of all your acers under the program are on track for BI validation. Okay? We are reviewing that starting month 3 or the 3rd month of BI validation. So, ibig sabihin, if I have 4 acers under the program, not only Ascend, across ProVenture programs to. So, Elite, Ascend, you are required, ideally, na dapat 50% of them, so if you have 4, dapat 2 of them are on track for validation. Kung hindi, your endorsements to future PV programs will only be limited to 1 acer hanggat hindi naayos yung participation rate ninyo. Alright? Now, as a support, we will also be giving you progress report or monitoring report on a monthly basis, at least on a monthly basis. Okay? Now, what we are showing now is the onboarding program. Ito yung sinasabi ko, once they sign in or they join PV Ascend, they will have to undergo a 4-day program. And on the 4th day, please remember, dear leaders, you are required to attend the last day of the 4-day onboarding program of PV Ascend. Okay? And as I have said, this is an 18-month program. Your acers will have to undergo these training programs for the next 18 months. So months 1 to 3, these are basic programs on how to develop markets. So they have to know the fundamentals of the business and to develop their market, since these are more than nasa 2 years or more na sila. Or 2 years mga rookies sila. So we have to help them on how do they further develop their markets. Months 4 to 6 is dedicated to strengthening client engagement. Months 7 to 9, how do they open up new markets? 10 to 12, this is the exciting part. We acknowledge na iba-iba yung phasing ng development ng ating mga acers. So months 10 to 12, magkakaroon sila ng mga elective course. They are free to choose what programs or what training sessions they need to attend depending on their priorities or on their developmental needs. And then month 13 to 17, we will expose them to industry courses or accreditation programs throughout the insurance industry, not just trainings in ProLife UK alone. And then month 18, that's the culminating month of the program. All right? So that's how we are able to support your agents under a PVSN program in terms of compensation and training support and other activities that would help boost their performance. Okay? Now, allow me to go deeper and to be more specific with the design elements of PV Ascent, how they work. So moving forward, I will now be giving examples or illustrations. Okay, so let's take a look first at the financing scheme. Okay, so we have an example here. Acer Melanie Santos, the bridging income na pinili niya upon pre-qualification or yung pre-qualified na bridging income niya is 30,000 pesos per month. So on the upper right corner of the slide, you will see the monthly targets on months 1 to 3, 4 to 6, and 7 to 18, case count requirement, premium collection, and structured work week or yung mga attendance to training. So, scenario 1, month 1 niya, your Acer Melanie was able to deliver 550,000 pesos na NAP, 3 case counts, 85% premium collection rate, and structured work week of na nakompleto niya lahat ng trainings na kailangan niyang atinan. Ang tanong, is Acer Melanie Santos validating in terms of the bridging income on her month 1? Yes or no? Validating ba siya given this performance? The answer is yes. Sige, to be more clear, paano natin nasabi na nag-validate siya? Sige, balikan muna natin yung table sa taas. Yes! Okay, napakabilis ni Eddie. Remember, nasa 30,000 na bridging income siya. For months 1 to 3, every month, dapat times 4 ng bridging income niya ang na-hit niya in terms of NAP. So, 30,000 times 4, that's 120,000 ang na-deliver niya, 550,000. So, the answer here is yes. So, the bridging income, Acer will receive 30,000 pesos. Now, let's take a look at month 2. Aba, ginalingan niya. 680,000 yung na-deliver niya. And he was able to deliver or submit 4 cases when in fact isa lang yung kailangan niya. Now, how much is the premium collection rate? 85% na-deliver niya. And structured business work week, nag-attend siya sa 2 trainings.
Ayan, let's wait for Julius. I think naghang lang po yung kanyang presentation. No? But right now, while we're waiting for Julius, naririnig niyo po ba ako? Ayan,
Yes, Sir Joe.
Ayan, ako naman naghahang. Okay, sige. Okay, so nandito na tayo sa portion ng bridging income. So if, i-try ko lang i-continue yung presentation ni Julius. Wait lang ha. Siyempre, na-shock ako. Nasa na ba siya? Nandito na ba? Sakto ba kami? Okay. Sorry naman. Hanapin natin ulit. Bridging income. Guys, tama ba yung pagkakasunod ko? Nandito na ba? Ayan. Okay. Bridging income. Okay, so let's proceed, no? Nakita ninyo on month 1, ang NAP na production ni Melanie is 550,000 pesos. 3 yung case count na ipasok niya. Premium collection rate is 85%. And then nagawa niya yung requirement na structured work week and business review. So the question is, validated ba siya? Yes. Okay. And is she qualified for bridging income? Yes, qualified siya. Kasi magkano yung requirement niya for the first month? That's times 4 of the bridging income. So kung i-multiply niyo po sa 4, yung 30,000, that is 120,000. So sobra-sobra siya. So qualified siya for bridging income. Now, for month 2 naman, that's 680,000. Nag-improve pa, 4 yung case count, same ang premium collection rate at nagawa rin naman niya yung structured work week and business review. So, kung ganito po, the question is, validated ba siya? Yes. And then, qualified ba siya sa bridging income niya na 30,000? Sobra-sobra yung kanyang production, no? That's 680,000. So, meron siyang bridging income pa rin na 30,000. Mas ginalingan pa niya on month 3, naka 720,000 siya and na-maintain niya yung ibang validation parameters. So the question is, mag-validate pa siya? Obviously, it's yes. No? And magka-qualify pa rin siya dun sa bridging income na 30,000 pesos. And that makes yung total income niya in quarter 1 na 90,000 pesos. Okay? So yan ang kwento ni Melanie Santos. Ngayon, bigyan naman natin ng konting direction si Melanie Santos. So nakita po ninyo, no, this is her production quarter 1, month 1 to month 3. Ang total po niyan is 1,950,000 pesos. Okay? Now, ang tanong, okay, siya ba ay qualified for outperformance bonus? Ayan. Tingnan natin, meron bang mga nagchat-chat? Meron ba kayong guess? Yes. Okay, tama. No, siya ay qualified. Magkano ang kanyang outperformance bonus? Ayan. Meron bang nakahula kung magkano? Okay. Ang outperformance bonus ni Melanie, ayan, para doon sa mga talagang minomonitor, nasa 15,000 ba? Tingnan nga natin. Magkano? Okay, the outperformance bonus, yes, unang-una, qualified siya. Now, ano ba ang qualification para ma-achieve ang outperformance bonus? Dapat naka-achieve ka ng 200% ng quarterly NAP at saka no zero months. So obviously, no, qualified siya doon. Now, magkano ang matatanggap niya? It's 50% of the bridging income for the quarter. So ang total nun is 45,000 pesos. Kasi, no, magkano ba ang bridging income? Sa isang quarter, 30,000 siya monthly, 90,000 for 3 months, kalahati nung bridging income is 45,000 pesos. So qualified siya. And that makes yung total income niya for quarter 1 at 135,000 pesos. Yun po ang composition niyan, yung tatlong 30,000 na bridging income at saka po yung Q1 outperformance bonus na 45,000 pesos. Kaya ang total niya is 135,000 pesos. So yun po, ang kwento ng bridging income at saka po kung siya po ay nag-qualify sa performance bonus, yan ang kanyang expected na total income ng quarter 1. Okay, nandito na yata si Julius.
Yes, thank you,
Okay.
Joel. Para safe na lang siguro, sorry nawala ako because nawala dito yung yung internet sa up-down. Pwede bang, Joel, ikaw na lang yung share screen? Para in case
Yeah,
mawala
no
ako,
problem.
magpatuloy lang natin. But let me continue telling the beautiful story of Melanie. Now we have understood the bridging income and the outperformance bonus. Sige, tuloy-tuloy lang natin yung kwento ni Acer Melanie. So, latag natin. So, yan yung total in performance niya on months 1 to 3. So, total earnings niya is 45,000 pesos. Saan ito nanggaling? 30,000 na bridging income niya and 15,000 na outperformance bonus. Now, let's see, yung second quarter niya, yung months 4 to 6 niya. Ang total, these are the numbers na na-produce niya, 850 on month 4, 925 on month 5, and 1,037,000 to is 2.8 million. So matatanggap niya pa rin is 45,000. Again, that's 30,000 na bridging income and 15,000 na outperformance bonus. So yung total earnings niya on the first quarter is how much? At 270 siya. Hello?
90,000.
Yeah. 90,000 siya, hindi siya 270.
Okay, for the ano
No.
lang.
No. Tama. 270 siya because 30,000 plus 30,000
Plus 2 yes.
plus 30,000, so
Yes.
that's 90, and then another 90, and then plus 45,000 kasi nasa siya,
Yes.
nasa 30,000
Correct.
na bridging income. So that's 270,000 na
So 180 na bridging income at saka 90 na outperformance performance bonus. Yeah,
Yes, correct. Okay. 180 na bridging income and then 90,000 na outperformance bonus for the entire quarter 1 and 2 for the first 6 months. Correct. All right. Next. Okay. So we're done with the bridging income and the outperformance bonus. Right now, let's discuss yung pinaka-core niya, which is the milestone bonus or MDRT achievement. Remember, this will start come 2026, year 2026, in line with the MDRT qualification for 2027. So, what would matter here, yung performance niya, January to December 2026. Let's say, Acer, Melanie Santos, na-meet niya yung half MDRT target by June 2026. So, she will be given 30,000 pesos basing on the table on the left side of the screen. Okay, half MDRT siya, naka 30,000 pesos siya. Now, pagpatuloy natin yung kwento. Let's say, by October 2026, naging MDRT qualifying member siya. So, may matatanggap pa siya? Yes, she will receive another milestone bonus of 70,000. Bakit 70 na lang? Remember, MDRT 100,000. Pero dahil nabigay na natin yung 30,000 nung June, 70 na lang ibibigay natin para mag-total siya na 100,000. Pero may nakalimutan tayo. Flash natin yan. Yun yung mas importante. How much will her leader partner receive from the point of view of our leader partners here? Dahil nag-MDRT yung si Melanie na Acer, so we are also giving out 50,000 to the leader of Melanie. Alright, sige. Let's go to the next slide. So si Acer John Cruz did not meet half MDRT from January to June 2026. But instead, naging MDRT siya by July 2026. So ang tanong, ano yung matatanggap niya? He will be receiving 100,000 pesos dahil diretso siyang MDRT. And then, his leader partner will also receive 50,000 pesos dahil naging MDRT si Acer John Cruz. Alright, sige. Next scenario tayo. Si Acer Bea Lopez naging MDRT as early as May 2026. So dahil MDRT na siya, diretso na siya sa 100,000 pesos. And then, pagpatuloy natin yung kwento niya, of course, yung leader partner, dahil naka-MDRT si Bea, you will also receive 50,000 pesos. Eto pa, marami yan. April pa lang, si Acer Tess Moreno, naging MDRT siya. So April pa lang, makakatanggap na ng 100,000 pesos si April. Pagpatuloy natin ang kwento niya, the leader partner will also be receiving 50,000 pesos. And then, let's say, come October, naging COT siya. So,
Ayan, sige. Tuloy natin yung kwento, okay, ni Tess Moreno. Okay, so ano na ba ang nangyari? Okay, naka-qualify siya ng COT, okay, for, start lang ako ng video. Ayan. Noong October 2026, nag-COT siya. So, makakatanggap siya ng another 50,000 pesos. Okay, ito nang galing yun. Bakit 50,000 pesos na lang? Kasi ang COT natin, di ba, total should be 150,000. Pero since nag-qualify na siya ng MDRT noong April 2026, so yung balance nun is 50,000, yun ang matatanggap niyang another milestone bonus sa pag-qualify niya ng COT. Now, nakatanggap na yung leader niya ng 50,000 dahil nag-MDRT siya noong April 2026. So by October 2026 na nag-COT siya, may additional 25,000 si leader partner kasi ang total ng COT is 75,000 pesos. Okay? So yan yung kwento niya. Okay? Na kung siya ay nag-MDRT noong April at by October 2026 nag-COT. Meron pa yan. Tuloy pa natin yung kwento niya. Meron naman tayong isang candidate, si Ron Ledesma. Okay, nag-qualify siya ng COT ng June 2026. Okay? So since June pa rin ito, makakatanggap siya ng milestone bonus na 150,000 pesos dahil siya ay COT pagdating ng June. Now, pagdating kay leader partner, magkano matatanggap niya? 75,000 pesos. Okay? Pero, dahil talagang ginalingan nitong si Ron Ledesma by December 2026, siya ay nag-TOT, okay? And ang commitment natin, ang Acer milestone bonus na total pagka ikaw ay nag-TOT is 200,000 pesos. Since may natanggap na siya na 150,000 pesos, makakatanggap siya ng additional 50,000 because of his qualification as TOT. Now, ang leader incentive naman, makakatanggap siya supposedly, pag TOT, di ba, 100,000 pesos, nakapagbigay na tayo ng 75,000 pesos, so meron pang additional na ibibigay na leader incentive milestone bonus sa leader partner. Ayan, no? Sana i-manifest natin itong mga acers na ito ang mga recruit natin, no? Kasi hindi lang sa kanila ang milestone bonus, pati dun sa leader partner makakatanggap rin sila. Now, may isang scenario tayo naman. Si Ana Marquez, ang acer natin, na nag-qualify ng MDRT noong May 2026. Okay? So, early qualifier siya, may milestone bonus na agad siya ng May ng 100,000 pesos, and yung leader naman niya milestone bonus. Ay, 2026 talagang tinodo na niya, no? Siya ay nakapag-TOT by November 2026. So, magkano ang kanyang matatanggap pa? Okay? Tanggap niya, syempre, yung additional 100,000 pesos. Kasi 200,000, di ba, pagka TOT. And then, ibibigay din yung remaining 50,000 pesos sa kanyang leader partner. So, yan ang explanation natin naman, no, sa, para kay Ana Marquez na MDRT ng May at nag-TOT ng November 2026. Okay, sige. Ituloy lang natin, no? This time naman ang ating sample illustration for early achievement payout. So again, this sample is for Acer Melanie Santos na may bridging income na 30,000 pesos. Okay? So balikan lang natin yung kanyang quarter 1 na total bridging income is 90,000. Okay, so buwan-buwan may natatanggap siyang tigta 30,000 pesos. And then, alam din naman natin dahil ito po ay lagpas, no, dun sa required, no, nakatanggap siya ng outperformance bonus na 45,000 pesos. So with that, ang kanyang total earning for Q1 is 135,000 pesos. Galing yon sa BI at saka sa outperformance bonus. Ang total NAP niya for quarter 1 is 1,950,000 bonus. By the way, recap na lang ito ha. Si Melanie Santos, ito yung example natin kanina. Okay? Now, nung second quarter, which is month 4 to month 6, same lang din, ano, dahil ginalingan niya talaga, no, consistent, nakakatanggap pa rin siya ng kanyang bridging income na tigte 30,000 every month. So, for months 4 to 6, 90,000 pa rin yung total niya. Same pa din, nag-OPB siya ng 45,000 pesos. Ang Q2 earnings niya na galing sa total BI at saka sa outperformance is also at 45,000. Pag inad po natin yan, 135,000. Now, total niya na NAP in Q2 is 2,812,000 pesos. Okay, so recap lang po ito ng explanation natin kanina. Now, to continue, okay, early achievement payout. So, tuloy lang natin. Total NAP in quarter 1 is, ay, nandito na pala si Julius. Julius, go ahead.
O, sige. Nasa na tayo? Early achievement payout. So, yung total NAP niya na produce in quarter 1 is 1.9 million, and then yung total NAP niya in quarter 2 is 2.8 million. So yung total niya in 2 quarters is 4.7. Now titignan natin ngayon yan if magkano yung total requirement niya in terms of NAP for the next 18 months. Sige, i-show natin yung buong slide please. Ayun, di ba? You will see there for the next 18 months, yung total NAP requirements niya lang is supposedly 3,780,000 pesos. But, first 2 quarters pa lang niya, masyado niyang ginalingan, ang total na niya na produce is 4.7 million pesos. So, ang tanong, na-hit niya na yung total niya, di ba? Na for the next 18 months. Acer Melanie is now eligible to receive the early achievement payout.
Ayan, qualified siya. Okay? For, nakakatawa, no? Para kaming stop dance. Ang napunta siya, automatic pasok. So, siya ay eligible for the early achievement payout. Okay? Sige, tuloy natin. Kasi bakit? Na-achieve na kasi niya yung total, ang total na contribution niya for 2 quarters kasi is already at 4.7 million pesos. Now, ang concern lang natin dito, yung in-advance natin na branch income upon hitting the total target, yung outperformance bonus will be posibleng ma-add or subtract depending dun sa kanyang annual achievement. So, paano po mangyayari yan? No, nakita niyo po dito, no? Ito yung sa portion po na ito, yung may highlight, ang total monthly MTD total NAP contribution niya is 3.7. Okay? Ito po yung original talaga, no, kung susundin niya yung program. Pero since ang nangyari nga po, yung total NAP contribution niya for the 2 quarters, tumaas agad. Nandun agad na-achieve niya na agad yung 4.7 million pesos. Okay? So, ang nangyari po dyan, okay, siya ay nag-qualify for the achievement or for early achievement payout. Okay? So, sige. Tingnan natin. Wala pong madideduct dun sa kanyang outperformance bonus. No OAPBs will be deducted because Acer meet the requirement NAP. Okay? Kasi sumobra pa nga siya dun sa required niya. Okay? So, sige. Now, magkano po yung natitira pa supposedly na bridging income niya? Since na-meet na niya on the 7th up to the 18th month, ang total po nun is at 360,000 pesos. Kasi kung titingnan niyo po, no, mula 7th hanggang 18th month, meron pa siyang natitilang 1 year. Okay, 12 months. So kung take the 30,000 po yan, times 12 months, ang total po niyan is at 360,000 pesos. Okay? So, ngayon, tingnan naman natin. Okay? Let's say, si Melanie, ang performance niya in the 2 quarters is this. Baguhin natin, no? 1.8 lang nung quarter 1 at 2 million nung quarter 2. Ang total niyan is, for 2 quarters, is at 3.8 million pesos. Okay? So, yan po ang naging latag, no? Kung normal na susundin po natin, ang total niyan for month 1 to 18 is sa 3.7 million. So, ang actual ni Melanie is 3.8. Ano po ang mangyayari dito? Siya ba ay qualify for early achievement payout? Ayan. Chat box. May yes? Tama ba? Yung yes ba na yun? Ito pa yung sagot na 3 o 4. Okay, sige. Tama. Siya ay qualify for early achievement payout. Pero, di ba, dito meron tayo isusubtract. Okay? Kasi nga, okay, ang total niya na supposedly, no, kung tatapusin mo yung buong 18 months, may natitira pa siyang 12 months. So pag tinotal mo yun, it's 360,000. Since naibigay na natin sa kanya yung 90,000, okay, this is the total OPB galing sa quarter 1 and quarter 2, ileless po natin yon. Ang magiging total niya for early achievement payout is at 270,000 pesos. Tama, Julius?
Yes, sana naman. Pang third time and last na yun. Sorry, nakadalawang lipat na rin ako ng location dito sa head office.
Mamaya si Julius nasa bubong na ng ano.
may mga araw talaga
Wow.
na hindi lang umaayon sa ating mga
Correct.
kagustuhan. Pero sana naman last na to. Pero thank you Joel.
Okay.
Sana hindi kayo naguguluhan sa pag-shift ng ating mga presenters. No? Joel, pa-standby na lang dyan. Sige. Now,
Okay
sige.
lang.
So, ang matatanggap niya is 270,000 pesos dahil, to be fair, binigay kasi natin sa kanya yung 90,000 as OPB. Alright? So, sa next slide, ang tinatanong natin dito, what if ayaw ni Acer Melanie nga? Tama yun. What if ayaw ni Acer Melanie na magkaroon ng deduction? Ayaw niyang ibawas yung 90,000. Anong gagawin niya? Okay? So, all that Acer Melanie has to do is to cover, okay? To cover the NAP requirements nung first 6 months niya or first 2 quarters niya para hindi na i-deduct sa kanyang early achievement bonus. So all she has to add is 900,000 pesos para hindi na ma-deduct yun. So ibagsak natin yung remaining sa slides. So instead, 4.680 million yung i-produce niya on the first 6 months para makuha niya yung bridging income for 18 months and yung OPP niya for the first 6 months. Pero ito, before tayo mag-proceed sa next slide, simple ko na lang. Pinakamadaling gawin dito, if you want to maximize all the bridging income for 18 months and all the outperformance bonus every quarter for the next 18 months as well, doblehin mo lang to yung 3.7 million, 3,780,000. Doblehin mo lang yan. So that's around 7.560 million, mahihit mo yung OPB mo and yung early achievement bonus mo, makokompleto mo. That's what you just have to do or your Acer have to do para makahit yung OPB throughout the entire program. Doblehin lang natin yan. Alright? Sige. Next slide. Here are the important numbers that you have to remember. Now, for PV Ascent, we acknowledge that sometimes there would be cases na hindi natin makokontrol, hindi nahihit yung target, yung NAP target. Okay? So we acknowledge that, we recognize the effort. So we have a rule that every time the Acer is hitting 80% of the NAP target for the month, hindi siya validated, hindi natin ibibigay yung buong bridging income niya, but instead, we will be giving 50%. Okay? 50% of the bridging income niya. Okay? Pag 80% lang nahihit niya na monthly NAP niya sa target niya for that month, 50%.
Pang-apat na ni Julius. Sige, ayan. Para kaming doble cara. Okay, sige. Tuloy natin. Okay, so ang nangyari po dito, NAP achievement is only 80%. So, ang tanong doon kanina, meron ba siyang makukuha? Meron. Hindi man lang siya naka 100%, dahil naka 80 siya, bibigyan pa rin natin siya ng bridging income, which is 50%. Okay? Now, ang tanong na susunod dito, siya ba, si Melanie ba, qualified pa or allowed to catch up for the quarter? So, yes or yes? Yes. Pwede pa siya mag-catch up. Okay? Now, ano daw ang mangyayari? What happens if on the third month of the quarter, her production remains at 80%? Yun na yung question. Pwede siya mag-catch up? Oo. 80% lang, binigyan pa rin natin ng 50%. Pero paano kung consistent siya, ganun pa rin yung production niya, remains at 80%? Ano daw ang mangyayari? Ayun. She will be out of the program. Okay? So, tandaan po natin yan ha. 100% naman kasi yung requirement. Hindi niya naabot yon, yes, bibigyan pa rin natin siya ng bridging income. Pero, since hindi kasi umaakyat sa 80% yung kanyang production, ma-out siya sa program. Kung consistent yan ha, sa third month, ganun pa rin ang mangyayari. And dito ko papasok yung 80, 50, and 85. 80% kung yun po ang kanyang NAP achievement, yes, mabibigyan siya ng 50% ng bridging income niya. Pero yung 85% po, kailangan yun yung ma-maintain niya okay, sa 3 quarters na NAP achievement para po siya ay hindi ma-out dun sa program. So yung case po na ito kasi 80% siya. Kaya siya ay na-out doon sa program. Clear po ba yan? Yung 80, 50, and 85, yan po ang magic number na tatandaan natin. Okay? Sige. So, tingnan natin. Ngayon po, si Melanie Santos, okay, tingnan natin for catch-up naman to na bridging income. Tingnan nyo po, sa month 1, ang kanyang NAP contribution na 75,000. Isang case count, may premium collection rate na 85%, at nagawa naman niya yung structured work week and business review. Ang tanong, siya ba ay qualified for bridging income? Is it no or no? Ayan. Qualified ba siya? Yes or no? Unang-una, hindi siya nag-validate. Kasi unang-una, ang requirement niya dito is times 4. So, dapat 120,000. So, kinapos siya. So, wala siyang matatanggap na bridging income. Sa month 2, ayan, hindi pa rin syempre nakaka-recover si Melanie, no? Parang meron siyang matinding pinagdadaanan. 85,000 lang ang kanyang NAP. No? Same pa rin ang kanyang case count. Lahat ng validation parameters remains the same. So, obviously, hindi pa rin siya nag-validate. Wala pa rin siyang matatanggap na bridging income. Now, nung month 3, for some reasons, medyo naka-recover na siya. Okay? Nakapag-produce siya ng 380,000 pesos. So, bawing-bawi, kumbaga, no? Now, dito napapasok yung catch-up. Question, nag-validate na ba siya? Dahil 380,000 yung production niya. Validated na ba siya? Yes, validated na siya. Magkano ang kanyang bridging income na matatanggap? Matatanggap niya yung bridging income for that particular month, which is 30,000 pesos. Now, magka-qualify ba siya sa catch-up na bridging income? Okay? Catch-up BI niya is how much? 60,000 pesos. Qualified siya doon. Bakit? Kasi supposedly, di ba, magkano ang requirement niya every month? Dapat siya ay at least nakaka 120,000. So 120,000 per month. Ang total nun, okay, kung consistent ka na nag-go 120,000 per month, it's 360. Naka 380 siya nung month 3. So makukuha niya yung catch-up na bridging income para doon sa unang 2 buwan, which is ang total 60,000 pesos. Pero, okay, hindi siya qualified for outperformance bonus since yung total na NAP niya is less than 200% ng quarterly NAP. Kasi 'di ba, ang 200% po noon, ang total noon is 360 times 2. So that's 720,000. Hindi naman siya nakaabot ng 720,000. Kaya wala siyang outperformance bonus. Pero since parang hinabol lang niya yung kanya pong NAP requirement para doon sa month 1, month 2, ibibigay naman natin yung kanyang catch-up BI na 60,000 pesos. So yan yung sample scenario natin for catch-up BI. Okay? Tingnan natin. Magkano ang kanyang total income? Nakuha lang niya lahat ng bridging income from month 1 to month 3, which is 90,000 pesos. Now, to continue, okay, nung month 1, okay, sino ba itong aling ito? Si Melanie Santos pa rin pala siya. 98,000 lang yung kanyang NAP. Ang tanong, no? Same ang case count, isa, premium collection rate 85%, nagawa ang structured work week at business review, validated ba siya? Pinakita ko na agad. Okay? Yes, pero nakita nyo po, partially validated. Kasi ang hinihingi natin dito, di ba, times 4 dapat. So, 120,000. Pero hindi siya umabot. 98,000 pesos. So, partially validated lang siya. Ngayon, ang tanong, may matatanggap pa siyang bridging income? Meron. Kaya lang, ang kanyang bridging income, di ba, ang magic rule natin kanina, 80, 50, 85. Okay? So, since 98,000 siya, okay, hindi niya nabuo yung 100%, ang bridging income niya na matatanggap, kalahati lang ng supposedly 30,000, which is 15,000 pesos. Clear po ba? Okay. Sige, nung month 2, okay, sige. Ang month 2 niya, naka 100,000. So, hindi pa rin 100% ito. No? Nung supposedly 120,000 dapat niya ipoproduce. Same pa rin ang mga ipinasok niya, validation parameters pareho ng month 1. Ang tanong, validated ba siya? Ganun pa rin. Partially validated pa rin siya. So kung partial validation lang yan, 50% pa rin yan nung supposedly 30,000 na bridging income. So 15,000 ulit ang matatanggap niya. Now, for some reasons, no, talagang nung month 3 nakabawi talaga siya, no? Nakaproduce siya ng 520,000. Yun ang kanya naging total NAP. 4 na case count ang naipasok niya. And then, same, no, meron siyang premium collection rate na 85% at nagawa naman niya yung structured work week and business review. So obviously, si Melanie during this time, nag-validate siya. Now, magkano ang matatanggap niyang bridging income? So pasok to dun sa 100% na 30,000 pesos. Okay? So, magkano lahat ang matatanggap ni Melanie? No? So, una, okay, ibibigay natin yung catch-up BI na natitira na remaining for months 1 and month 2. Think 15,000 yon. So, ang total nun is 30,000 pesos. Okay? Ngayon, siya ba ay qualified for outperformance bonus? Yes. Qualified siya. Magkano? Half. Okay? Which is 45,000 pesos. Since yung total NEP niya is greater than 200% of the quarterly NAP. Okay? So magkano ba yung total niyan? Pag inad nyo kasi yung 526 plus 100, 620, 620 plus 98,000. Okay? Magkano total ng 720? Ayan. Yung magaling sa math, i-add nyo na lang siya. Pero ang point natin dito, kuha niya yung cash BI niya and qualified siya for OPB na 45,000. So ang total na income niya ng quarter 1 is at 135,000 pesos. 780. Salamat. Yun po yung kanyang total. Okay? So clear po ba tayo dito? Yan po ang pinapakita natin ngayon, yung mga scenarios natin, no, for catch up na bridging income. Okay? Clear na po ba? Again ha, qualified siya for outperformance bonus kasi more than 200% ng quarterly NAP. Kasi kung tutuusin po ninyo, sa isang quarter, 200, magkano yan? Times 4, no? 3, 6, 9, 12. 120 times 3. Okay, so supposedly 360, no? In one quarter. Times 2 po noon is 720. So qualified siya dahil lumagpas siya doon dahil 780 plus yung kanyang total NAP contribution. Okay? So sige, tuloy na natin. Okay? Si Julius mukhang umakyat na talaga sa bubong ng BGC. Okay. Bago na pala ito. Ito na ay si Acer Louie Castro. So, in his 7-month in PV, nag-decide siya na mag-resign from the program and the company. Okay, siguro may importanteng bagay na nangyari na kinakailangan niyang mag-desisyon na umalis na sa program sa company. In his first 2 quarters in PV, ito po yung mga natanggap niya. Okay, nakatanggap siya ng 90,000, 45,000 noong quarter 1, galing sa bridging income at OPB, total ng 135,000. Noong quarter 2, nakatanggap siya ng bridging income na 90,000 pesos. Ito yung mga natanggap niya. Nag-decide nga siya mag-resign. Okay? At umalis sa company. Ang tanong, okay, ang pinag-uusapan natin dito ngayon, clawback, siya daw ba ay mako-clawback? Yes or no? Or no? Ang situation natin dito, clawback ba? Mako-clawback, nag-umalis sa kumpanya. The answer is yes. Okay? And magkano daw yung mako-clawback sa kanya? Yung naibigay sa kanya na total na bridging income at OPP ng 2 quarters. Bakit? Kasi siya umalis talaga sa company. Okay? Hindi lang naman sa program ito sa company rin. So, 100% of all the bridging income and outperformance bonus na na-receive, which ang total nga 225,000, yun yung kanyang mako-clawback. Ano ang trigger for the clawback? Kasi siya ay, inunahan ko na, nag-resign siya doon sa company. Again, we'd like to remind, no, yung tenure, no, pagdating po doon sa clawback, yung percentage po ng binigay na bridging income at saka lahat ng mga bonuses, no, upon joining the program, pag siya ay nag-resign or na-terminate, okay, so lahat ng money na na-receive, bridging income, OPB, MDRT milestone bonus, early achievement, kung siya ay natanggal sa kumpanya, 100% po nun, lahat ng mga bonuses, yun yung mako-clawback. So habang tumatagal po siya, no, on more than 1 year, on the second year, less than 2 years, 80%, makikita niyo po dito sa breakdown natin, no, pag more than 5 years na dun sa company, doon lang po mawawala yung percentage ng clawback. Okay? Now, for this scenario, I would like to reiterate that it is resignation also, not only from the program, but also the company. Now, may isa pang variant. Si Dayan naman, okay, na-remove siya from the PV program on her 7th month after failing to validate in the last quarter nung months 4 to month 6. So okay pa siya nung first quarter. Okay, pero hindi siya nag-validate nung months 4 to 6. She continued as a regular agent instead. Okay, so ang tanong, ito yung mga natanggap niya. Okay, so wala siyang kahit na anong natanggap ng quarter 2. Okay, 90,000 yung total na bridge income ng quarter 1. Ang tanong natin ngayon, mako-clawback ba siya? Ito po ay hindi siya nag-validate on her 7th month. Walang production, walang nakuha nung months 4 to month 6, pero nagtuloy pa rin siya as a regular agent. Ang question dito, meron bang clawback? Ayan, tingnan natin. Wala. Since siya ay, since Acer did not voluntarily resign from PV or got terminated from the company. Hindi naman siya nag-resign eh. Ito ay nawala dun sa programa, gawa ng hindi naman talaga siya nakapag-validate. So walang clawback po na mangyayari pagka ganyan. Okay? So yun. So far, natapos ko pala yung portion ni Julius. My gosh.
Thank you, Joel.
Ay, nandiyan na pala si Julius. Julius, nasabubong ka na ba?
Hindi pa naman.
Hindi pa
Yes,
naman.
okay.
Okay. So yun, baka may mga questions
Yeah,
sila. Yun na lang pala ang gagawin natin ngayon.
Yes. Meantime, hindi na lang din ako mag-open ng video kasi nakakat ako, napapansin ko. Nasa 7th floor na kasi ako. Meantime, while nakakonect pa ako, let's take this opportunity to have a Q&A segment for all of the questions related to the design, the benefits, the compensation scheme of PV Ascent. Sige nga, Matel, can you help us check the questions raised in the chat box while we were discussing the PV Ascent program? Okay, sige. Thank you
Tahimik sila.
for asking. Ito, may nagtanong pero it's all about PV Ascent Plus. PV Ascent Plus is currently in the works. So we will be giving you more updates on that anytime soon. May mga fina-finalize lang ho talaga kami. But the entire mechanics for PV Ascent Plus is being finalized. But what we can share as of the moment is that the good news is for PV Ascent Plus, we are considering those, di ba, originally for PV Ascent, 500,000 to equal to 2 million or less lang yung NAP for the past quarter. PV Ascent Plus would cater those who are above 2 million but not yet MDRT, and then 2 million but not yet MDRT, and then you will qualify for the scheme which is 50,000 monthly bridging income, and you have no option to downgrade. Okay? Should you join sa PV Ascent Plus. We will be launching the full details of PV Ascent Plus very soon. As to the deck, yes, we can have it before end of the week. May mga finalize lang kami on the deck. But it's already being finalized as well. So before end of the week, we will be able to provide you this material. And then, are you still accepting endorsements for PV Ascent? Yes, tuloy-tuloy lang po yung endorsements natin. Until when? Hanggang hindi po napupuno yung 500 slots natin. Update lang, as of yesterday, we have around 366, but it is yet to be screened or processed. And then major update, lumabas na rin yung email natin where you can download the updated requirements or documents for PV Ascend. Later on, sa last part ng segment ni Sir Joel, we will also be flashing the QR code where you can download all of the updated PV Ascend forms. So that includes candidate application form, the candidate interview form, the CAF, and then the attestation form naman for mga walang employment kasi we would be requiring full-time employment here, full-time for PV Ascend. And then please don't forget to attach the updated resume with picture, of course. Okay, sige po. We will give you the deck before end of the week, yung pinaka-final and approve. Okay, any other questions?
Boss, may question
Yes.
po dito. Can UMs endorse directly or dapat daw po ba ay through BM or ayan, parang
Hello po?
nawala po uli si Sir Boss. Yes,
Can
can
you
you
hear
hear
me?
me, Boss Julius? Ayan,
Yeah.
okay po. Yes. Boss, yung question po dito, can the unit managers endorse directly or dapat po dumaan muna kay BM and SD?
Parang nawala yata ulit si Julius.
Ayun
Okay,
po.
babalikan natin yan. Mamaya may portion tayo dyan. Hopefully nakabalik si Julius dun sa portion ng deck natin. So we'll continue with the second half of the workshop wherein dito tayo papasok. Ito talaga, portion ko na to. Sana hindi ako mawala kasi baka mamaya magkabaliktad kami. Si Julius ang magturo ng training portion. Anyway, sige. Tuloy lang natin dito. Ano ang require sa atin? Since we are all leaders here in the call, ano ang requirement? What are the responsibilities of the agency leaders pagdating po dito sa PV Ascend program? So mahahati po ito sa tatlo. Ano ang role natin during recruitment and selection? What is our role during training and development? And doon sa activity and performance management. So yun yung i-discuss natin. First is yung sa recruitment and selection. Okay? But before that, if you attended the session nung PV Elite natin, it's the same, What's in it for you as the leader, Definitely, it's higher income potential, okay? Because you will receive, nakita po ninyo, yung mga examples kanina, pagdating po sa bridge in income, overrides, MDRT quantification, lahat po yun on top dun sa regular overrides na makukuha nila sa pagbebenta. Okay, kasi kung hindi ka member or hindi ka part ng PV Ascend, matatanggap mo pa rin naman yung commissions. Ang kagandahan dito, on top of your commissions, yung mga overrides ninyo, ito pa, yung additional na matatanggap, additional benefit, additional perks because they are part of the PV Ascend program. So definitely, higher ang overrides na makukuha, and since naka-position nga po na lahat ng PV Ascend, ang gusto natin sila ay mag-MDRT, so you're in the best position if you're a unit manager to be an MDRT builder, or kung kayo naman po ay BMs and up to be home of MDRTs. Now, as a refresher, MDRT builder, at least if you are a unit manager and you have two MDRTs under you, magiging MDRT builder ka. For BMs and up naman, kung meron kang 6 na MDRTs, you will be a home of MDRT. And to summarize, if ito po ang mga pangyayari, mataas ang production, mataas ang override at nag-MDRT, definitely you will grow a sustainable team of consistent producers and establish a culture of excellence in your own unit and kahit po sa inyong mga branches. Now, to continue, this is just a review or summary nung pinakita na rin kanina. Ito po yung requirements. Again, this is open for agents coded from January 2023 onwards na meron pong at least 500,000 at hindi lalagpas ng 2 million na NAP in the past 12 months. And of good standing at the time of endorsement. Ngayon, makikita po ninyo dito yung mga iba pang requirements, age, education, and attributes na explain na ito kanina ni Julius. Now, we would like to reiterate lang po, as the PV Ascend leader partner or the agency leader, tayo po, no, is of course we have a conscious effort and also a role, no, sa bawat stages na pagdadaanan ng inyong candidates. Una, no, ang pagdadaanan niya, of course, there's a certain level of recruitment and selection that will happen on a branch level. No? So dadaan po ito sa inyo. Since ito ay recruit ninyo, no, later on, you are in charge also of interviewing and endorsing your candidates. Next is, upon endorsement, yung application form nila, lahat ng mga application form, endorsement form, mapapasa po yan sa head office. So may mangyayari rin pong selection sa head office. And after po nun, no, kung kumpleto na at tanggap na talaga yung onboarding and training ng ating pong PV Ascent candidate. Now, eto na po. Okay? Ano ba ang requirement? Okay? Meron po kayo nakikita ngayon, naka-flash sa screen, yung endorsement requirements for PV Ascent. No? Tatlo po ang makikita ninyo once na na-download ninyo or na-access nyo po yung QR code. You will see a candidate application form. Meron din tayo dyan candidate interview form. And yung na-mention po kanina ni Julius na attestation form. Okay? So makikita nyo po doon sa interview form, naka-label na yan na PV Ascent. Okay? So yan po ang gagamitin ninyo pag kayo po ay mag-e-endorse ng candidate. Okay? You can access it using the QR code na naka-flash screen. I think also our colleagues from the PV team will also send this dun sa chat box. Ayan. So yun po ang makikita ninyo. Tatlo. The SAF, the CAF, the CIF, and the attestation form. Ayan ang kailangan. Okay, on top of that, okay, pakita lang ho natin ulit, ano, doon po sa inyong, okay, doon sa form ninyo, yung interview form po, i-highlight lang natin ulit dito, no, may dalawang portion that you need to fill out, no. Kung UM ka, kailangan mong i-fill out yung nasa left side, and then after your interview, okay, you will endorse this to your branch manager para naman ma-endorse siya. And of course, mag-undergo ng interview using the questions na nakaalagay dito sa application form. So dalawa ito, merong portion for the interview of UM and BM, and then wag lang po natin kalimutan na, of course, yung signature, no, ng parehong UM and BM, and then endorsement of your sales director. Again, i-remind lang po namin, huwag po kalimutan yung SD, no, na pirma, kasi since ito po ay i-email ninyo, ang mangyayari niyan, ibabalik sa atin kung hindi complete yung mga signatures and yung mga requirements. And of course, you wouldn't want that to happen na bumalik-balik yung application form kasi tatagal pa. Since limited nga lang rin yung slots, you have to make sure na pag sinubmit ninyo, kompleto na siya agad. Now, ito pong scenario na to, kung UM ako, i-endorse ko sa BM yung nasa right side. Pero kung ang nag-recruit direct na ni BM, kayo na po ang mag-fill out nung dalawang portion na yan. Okay? Now, ang question lang natin, nakabalik na ba si Julius? Kasi ito na yung question sa kanila. Pwede daw bang mag-email or mag-endorse ang UM? Kasi, originally, dun sa ating PV Elite program, ang allowed lang na mag-endorse ng candidate are the BMs. So, the pending question is, pwede na ba kahit UM? Julius, nandiyan ka na ba? Bumalik na ba si Julius? Or hindi pa siya
Sir Joel, as of the moment, nasa taas pa po siguro. Wala pa
nasa
po siya.
pa po siya. Okay. So yan ha, as of today, okay, since wala pang final word, no, ang tinatanggap lang kasi talaga initially dito na endorsements is dapat galing doon sa BM. Okay, kasi siya, supposedly, no, last touch after interviewin ni UM si BM. So ang mangyayari, si BM ang mag-i-email sa ating ProAce recruitment team using this format. Okay? So, proven, sure, by the way, hindi na elite ito ha. Ang nakalagay na dito, Acer. Okay? Ay, ano, Pro PV, dali, wait nga. Baka yung sinishare
PV Ascend.
mamaya Ascend Elite Deck ang ginagamit ko, mahirap na. Wait, tinanggal ko lang ulit. Ipa-flash ko na lang ulit sa screen. Okay? Wait lang. Ayan, Ascend. Ayan. Ako. Ayan na tayo. Gawin nating Ascend. Na OCT ako, my gosh. Okay, ayun. Nakita nyo ba na pinapalitan ko?
Yes po, nakita po namin.
Ayan. Ascend endorsement. Okay. So, sige. Bago tayo magpatuloy, I think naka-raise yung hand ni BM Tres. BM Tres, yes.
Hi Joel, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Ask ko lang, kasi we already have endorsement, no? Kasi nakita ko yung form kanina na it should be signed by SD as well. Yung mga dating endorsement ba natin, no need to resend the updated form because the form that we had is yung old pa. Pero it was already acknowledged by our PB team.
Okay lang. Kung sakaling na-submit yung dating form, okay na muna yon. Moving forward na lang, since kalalabas rin ng mga bagong forms. So yung mga mag-i-endorse, beginning today, no, ito na po dapat gamitin.
Alright, thank you.
Yes. So ito po yung format ng endorsement. Pagdating po sa email, ito po yung subject format. Prove Venture Ascend endorsement, yung name, and then sa body nakalagay po doon yung complete name ng candidate ninyo, saang branch siya, sino po yung UM, and then yung email address ng unit manager. And yung mga attachments po should be properly labeled. Ang hinihingi lang naman dito is yung application form. Yung tatlo po na nakita ninyo na nandoon sa, yung attestation kasi ito po yung sa employment niya, no? But other than that, no, ang isasubmit ninyo yung application form and interview form. Kasama po yung updated resume with picture. Kailangan talaga yung picture. Okay. At iyan po ay i-email ninyo dyan sa pruace.recruitment@prulifeuk.com.ph. Okay? So yan po ang format. Make sure again kumpleto para hindi magbalikan at hindi tumagal yung proseso. Okay? So now, eto na, nasa head office na. Okay? So ano ang i-check ng leader partner? Make sure complete and accurate. Okay? Lahat ng mga requirements, and your PVDDs will also conduct an additional interview afterwards. So yung inyo pong PVDDs, i-announce ko kung sino-sino sila later, makikipag-coordinate sila sa inyo para doon sa interview. Yan po ay mangyayari after na ma-clear yung application, masubmit na siya. And we will schedule also a MOA briefing along with your recruits para naman po ma-complete din doon yung contract signing. You're all aware of this, no? Lahat sa PV, there's a contract or MOA. Bago pirmahan ng isang kontrata, kailangan alam kung ano yung nandun sa loob, kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng MOA briefing. Okay? So again, no, meron tayong contract for the candidate, no? The Acer candidate or yung PV Ascend candidate ninyo, and there's also a supplementary naman na MOA para naman dun sa kanyang agency leader or the leader partner. Okay? Now, the MOA briefing po, no, basically, parang isang pasada ulit kung ano yung present namin sa inyo. I-explain lang, no, kung ano yung content ng programa, no, and then ano yung mga responsibilities nila, ng candidate at saka ng leader partner, and then after that, we will proceed with the signing of the MOA, both for the Acer and the leader partner. Now, again, merong onboarding po ito and training, no? The first training is the onboarding program which will happen 4 days. Okay? Now, pinakita na ito ni Julius kanina. Okay? 4 days siya. Okay? Ito po yung mga topics na i-discuss. Basically, it's just a review. No, of course, there will be a certain level of goal setting, no, and getting to know your activity on day 1 and day 2, and of course, a review ulit of the existing products and the funds, and then there's a closing ceremony that will happen on day 4. Again, this is prerequisite, no, yung attendance dito sa 4-day onboarding, and if ever na merong mga assignments po dito, completion of the assignments. Okay, again doon sa validation, nung inyong recruit or ng PV Ascend candidate ninyo, on top of the numerical, no, yung mga production na rin-require and the persistency, it's clearly naka-indicate doon yung participation niya sa mga training programs, no? Kaya ito po ilinalatag natin ano ba yung mga non-negotiables pagdating po sa training. So una na po ito yung onboarding. Okay? Next, okay? After ng onboarding, the ACER will require to complete the training and assignments, and kung may revalida sila na isa-schedule no, inside yung 18 months, no, definitely there's a revalida, okay? 18 months po yan, and again, ito yung spread ng topics. High level ito, since ito nga po mga recruits natin sa PV Ascend ay existing agents na. So ito po yung range ng mga topics na i-discuss starting ng onboarding up to month 18. So a mix of topics on developing markets, how to open new markets, industry courses, and strengthening client engagement. Okay, so definitely when it comes to the curriculum of your PV Ascend candidates, no, we are taking into consideration that these are already existing agents. Okay, so now, okay, training-wise, bigyan lang namin kayo ng overview. The head of training is, of course, Ms. Elaine, no? And under PV training, the PV agent training head is Tin Verano. Now, sino po ang magte-training sa kanila? Ayan po, naka-flash sa screen ninyo. No? You have Rap, this is the PV team. Okay, you have Rap from Metro Manila and then Pides naman from the countryside. And then you have Jess for Metro Manila. Under Raf is Jess and si... Ay, naku, hindi ko alam kung anong nickname ni Almina. Alwina lang yung alam ko. Ano ba yan? Okay, ng Metro Manila. And then under naman sa countryside, of course, you have si Amy na kasama ni Fides. So nasa mahuhusay na kamay ang inyong mga candidates sa PV Ascend. Kita ninyo, wala yung picture ko dyan. Kaya magtatagumpay itong mga recruit ninyo. Sure na. Okay? Actually, baka nagtatanong yung iba, bakit ikaw nagkukonduct ng training? Sa training pa rin po ako, leader training ako ha. Kaya ako nandito ngayon kasi yung audience leaders, okay, hindi pa rin ho ako lumilipat ng PV. Baka sabihin ng iba, bakit si Joel yung nagkukonduct? Okay, so sa part pa rin ako ng Pro Academy, pero nandun ho ako sa Pro Leadership Academy. Okay? Pero dahil mahal ko kayo, dahil agency leader, ako po ang nagra-run nitong sa PV. Okay na po. Okay na. Kasi baka mamaya may mga nguyan after ng training, nakita ko si Joel nagkukonduct ng PV. Lumipat na ba siya? Charot lang. Hindi pa po ako lumilipat. Okay? Tuloy natin. Nag-commercial break pa ako. Sabi siguro, commercial break pa? Tagal-tagal naman. Matatapos na yung 4 o'clock. So aside do sa mga training, tasks and assignments, tayo na mga leaders po, no, expected rin tayo na present sa mga activities kasama yung ating mga ACERs. Ano ba yun? Yung mga meet the parents. Ito po, monthly to. No? Usually awarding to, may mga best practice speakers, ini-invite rin dito yung agency leaders. Then we have PB Town Hall and of course, other meetings and activities. Ngayon, since ito na nga ay existing agents, kung meron kayong branch-initiated activities, of course, they are also encouraged to attend. Kasi prior naman na sumali sila sa Ascend, kasama nyo na rin sila sa meeting. So kung i-invite niyo na sila doon, better. Kasi additional learning yan for them. Okay? Now, ang mangyayari lang po, kung nagkasabay, yung activity ninyo at saka yung mga non-negotiable sa PV, ibibigay nyo po sila doon sa PV na event. Pero kung may iwasan daw po, wag natin sabayan yung mga non-negotiable na mga trainings na kailangan attendance sa PV. Now, we also have to complement yung PV's training efforts with the following activities. Of course, no, we understand, kayo naman as leaders, you do regular mentoring. Kung nagko-coaching kayo dito sa recruit na to, tuloy pa rin naman yun. Okay? And then if you do sales clinics or sales meetings in your branches, tuloy-tuloy pa rin naman yan. Okay? Sige. Now, for activity and performance management team, if one thing that I would like to highlight dito po sa portion ng presentation ko, ito yung required yung pagko-conduct ng business review with your ACER, this should happen twice a month. Now, ang difference lang dito, tatandaan nyo sa Elite, mas konti, 2 lang to. Yung ACER ninyo, may 2 beses na magbe-business review sa isang buwan. Yung isa, one-on-one, kasama po ninyo as the agency leader or the leader partner. And then yung isa pong business review triads. So, ang mangyayari doon, present si ACER, present po kayo, and present yung PPDD. Again, this is non-negotiable and it should happen twice a month. Now, on top of that, kayo po as the leader partner is also expected to do a monthly, one-on-one business review with your PPDD. Okay? So, kung lumalabas, 3 yan. Okay? 2 doon, kasama ninyo, yung ACER ninyo, yung isa doon, ang ka-meeting ninyo, yung PPDD. Yun po non-negotiable. Again, business review twice a month, isa one-on-one with the ACER, isa triads with the ACER and PPDD. Isa po is yung monthly business review, kayo po at saka si PPDD. So 3. Later on, I'll show you a sample calendar, no? Now, again, ano ba ang nangyayari during the business review? Just to put it simple, since these are already existing agents, ano usually yung conversation nyo sa kanila? Think of it, if you have a direct agent under you, ano yung usual na ginagawa mo? Because these are things that most likely ginagawa nyo na rin. Weekly, no, nakikipag-meet kayo, meron kayong one-on-one sa kanila. This is your business review with them, yung one-on-one. Ano usually yung ginagawa doon? Pinag-uusapan, ano yung mga activities, no? Ano yung mga, basically the sales process. Ilan ng prospect meron ka? Ano ba ang movement dito? Ilan ang natawagan? Ilan ang presentation? It's a review, no, of their activities. Now, training-wise, ano mga natutunan sa training? Ano yung gap na kailangan ma-address? Lahat yan, doon papasok sa business review. And then, a summary glimpse, no, or snapshot of what transpired during the entire month, yun po yung i-discuss ninyo kasama naman yung PVDD. Okay? Ito yung monthly. So, summary na yun kung ano yung nangyari. And of course, during that one-on-one monthly business review, ano yung game plan ninyo next month? Ano nangyari this month? What transpired? Okay, what went well? Ano yung kailangan i-improve? And then, ano yung game plan ninyo sa susunod na buwan? Okay? So, lahat naman po ito templated. Okay? Isasend rin, no, sa inyo ng PPDDs ninyo kung ano yung mga kailangan i-fill out na forms pagdating sa business review. Ito yun. Ito yung sample. Okay? So makakatanggap po kayo nito, isasend to ng PPDD sa inyo. So ito po yung laman. So kumbaga ito yung hawak-hawak na tracking or monitoring sheet ni leader partner at ni ACER. No? Ito rin yung hihingi ng PPDD sa inyo. Okay? Now, sample. Okay, we're down to our last remaining slides. Again, ang requirement po sa inyo, dapat meron kayong isang one-on-one with the leader partner. Nakita nyo dito, ayan, no, yung August 5. Isang triad, nangyari yun noong August 12. Tapos, isang monthly business review, nangyari noong August 21. Okay, so lahat po yan, ito yung mga non-negotiable. On top of that, nakapasok po sa calendar na to, at least, no, expect twice a month, meron silang scheduled huddle sessions. This will happen for 3 hours only. Okay, and then nandito rin yung meet the parents, 3 hours, and meron kang PV Town Hall, 2 hours. At nakalagay yung mga holiday nung buwan na yun sa calendar. Okay, so ito po yung itsura. So ito yung mga non-negotiable na kailangan attendan ng inyo pong ACER. Now, yung mga of course, nakalagay dito, nakaspecify din dyan, ano yung mga kailangan i-block off na dates ninyo as their leader part. Okay, so talagang close partnership and monitoring with the ACER, you as the leader partner in the PPDs. Okay? So, again, huddles are held twice a month. Most likely, no, if there's no changes every Wednesday. And yung town hall naman, tsaka meet the parents. Twice, na mangyayari din yan sa isang buwan, pero yung schedule hindi fixed. Na but announced naman ito, hindi biglaan. Okay? So, yan. Okay, now, the PV team. Kanina pa kami nagsasabi dito na meron kayong PVDDs na assigned. Okay, sa Metro Manila, you have MR. Ayan, si MR nandito pala. Nandito ba si MR? Wala yata, no? Siya yung PV agency. Ayan, nandiyan si MR, Metro Manila lead. And sa team po niya, kasama niya si Steph, yung kasama natin ang icebreaker kanina. And you have Karen and Lotus. Sa countryside naman, ang PV Agency Development Director head ninyo ay lead ninyo is si Nats. Kasama niya si Papos, si Edna, at si Matel. Okay? So ano yan? Perfect complement, no? Tigatlo. Okay? Bawat sa Manila at sa countryside. Okay? So tandaan nyo po, kasi sila yung regular na makakausap ninyo at magsiset ng appointment. Okay? Pagdating po sa mga business reviews. No? So sila po yung magiging kapartner ninyo dito sa ating PBSN program. Okay? Sige. Summary na lang ito. Now, this is our second run of the leader partner onboarding. We will definitely inform you kung meron pa po tayong susunod na run. But would like to remind everyone po that yung onboarding nitong batch 1 ng PV Ascend will start last week of July. Okay, so if you have candidates, make sure that simulan nyo na po yung pag-endorse sa kanila, no? And make sure that you already conduct your assessments, no? Your interviews with them. And then, lahat ng mga kailangan i-fill out na forms, no? Gawin na natin. Kasi, yun nga po, tulad na na-mention ni Julius, nasa 300 na tayo and we are only looking at 500. So, once na napuno ito, no, we're not sure no, kung kailan pa tayo mag-open, but may hinahabol din tayo. Time. Kasi. Okay? So, yun. Meron bang mga questions? Clarifications? Reactions? Premonitions? Charot na. Diyan pa ba kayo? Wala na. Are there any questions? Both personal and professional? Char lang. Thank you, PV team and Sergio. Yeah. Salamat din
Sir
po.
Joel, na-mesmerize daw po sila sa boses nyo. Wala po ako nakitang tanong sa ating chat box.
Na-mesmerize. Di ba may halak-halak pa nga ako eh. Klaro po. QR code. QR code ng ano ito? Wait na lang. Sige. Yung deck, tama, i-email. Kasi pag ito ay na may sign off na, i-email sa inyo yung deck. Check. Next QR code. Anong QR code to? QR code ba ng attendance or QR code yung pinakita namin kanina doon sa forms? Yung QR code nandun po sa bandang taas, yung mga endorsement form. Ay, may attendance ba for today? Nung nag-register po kayo kanina bago kayo nakapasok, yun po yun. Meron. Check. Okay? Meron pa ba? Ano pa ba dito yung mga tanong? Thank you, PV Team Clara. Attendance, no questions. Yes, dito po. Okay, ready to go. Yes, okay. So, check na tayo doon sa mga questions. Okay. Hi, Sir Joel. Is it okay if na-promote within 18 months naging UM yung agent? Okay lang naman. Tuloy pa rin siya doon sa program. Pero walang kaso kung mapopromote siya. Check. Ano pa? Meron pa bang question? Samantalayin nyo na to, no? Kasi ano po, ang inalat naming time dito hanggang 9:30 p.m. po. Charot lang din. Sige. Again, if you have any concerns po, just feel free not to reach out po with your PVDDs. Kung wala na pong questions, we will close the room. Again, would like to thank everyone for attending the session. Antabay lang po, no, kung sakaling mga hindi pa po naka-attend, we will release an announcement kung kailan kami next na mag-onboarding program ulit. Pero in the meantime, ayan, tingnan nyo na yung mga email ninyo. No? Baka nakatanggap din kayo ng list. Baka meron pala kayong qualified na members na pwedeng mag-ascend and start your interviews po. Okay? Thank you, everyone. Have a great week ahead. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone. We'll
Thank you,
end
everyone.
na po the session.
Thank you